Hi, I'm Samantha McDouglas from thebridgeteachers.com. Come look over my shoulder at a bidding problem.
Let's take a look at the auction as it has occurred so far. Our partner opened one club, showing 3 or more clubs and an opening hand or better. Our right-hand opponent overcalled one diamond, showing 5 or more diamonds and 8 to 16 points, and we made a negative double. The double here shows 4 or more cards in both majors and 6 or more points. Our left-hand opponent passed, and now our partner bid 1 heart. This promises a heart fit. Since we've only promised 4, partner should have 4. And it shows a minimum hand 12 to 14 points. With more points, partner would have jumped to 2, 3, or 4 hearts. Our right-hand opponent bid 3 diamonds. So this should be lengthened diamonds, at least 6, and they should be towards the top of their overcall range. So when we talk about distribution, it could be a lot longer diamonds and less strength, or a lot of strength and not quite as many diamonds. It's sort of a sliding scale. The more shape you have, the less points you need. The more points you have, the less shape you need. Which brings us to our bid. Would you be thinking about slam here or just game? I would definitely be thinking about slam. Points are really useful when you have a balanced hand. When you have a balanced hand, the points tell you how high to go. If you have 25, you go to game. If you have 33, you go to 6. And if you have 37, you go to 7. Because when you have a balanced hand, you're not getting strength from your shape. You're only getting strength from your high cards. So then evaluating the hand based on high card points makes perfect sense. When we have a distributional hand, when we have a hand that is not balanced, and the more distribution we have, the greater our shape, the more strength we're getting from our shape, the less high card points we need because we're getting a lot of strength from our shape. These hands are actually very difficult to quantify, and people like to add points for shortness or length. I don't like to do that. I like to just evaluate the hand. And I am going to give you one of my favorite techniques on this hand for how I would evaluate it. But a lot of what we're thinking about is how well is the hand fitting with partner? How do I feel about the bids the opponents have made? Is my length in my suits with my partners, my length in the opponent's suit? I don't want to have that. Are my high cards in my long suits? Are they in the partner's long suits? Or are my high cards in the opponent's long suits? Are my cards well positioned based on how the opponents are bidding? There are a lot of different things to be thinking about. The technique that I really like to use with a distributional hand is looking at the hand and evaluating it in terms of winners or losers. So if I'm planning on putting it in a trump contract, as I am here, I'm probably going to put it in hearts, then I want to think in terms of losers and what cards I need from my partner to cover my losers. Then, is it realistic that partner has those cards? So if we take a moment and we just count losers, obviously we can't see both hands, so we're just sort of estimating. What would you do? What would you come up with? We have 2 to 3 losers in spades. It could be more than that. We probably don't have any losers in hearts. We have at least an 8-card fit and probably a 9-card fit. So realistically, having the ace, king, queen, we probably don't have any heart losers. And it's not important to be exact here. You're just getting a sense of the hand to help you evaluate it. In clubs, we do have 2 losers. We don't know necessarily that the king is going to take a trick. And in diamonds, we have 1. So if we count 3 spades, that brings us to 7 losers. Now we want to try and imagine both partner's hand and the opponent's hand. So the nice thing here is with partner having an opening hand and with us having an opening hand and East bidding twice, probably all of the missing high cards, the ones that partner and we don't have, are sitting in the East hand. And part of what this does is it elevates the king of clubs. It is now more likely that either the king of clubs is going to be useful to partner, who did, by the way, open clubs, or that the ace of clubs is in the East hand and will be able to make the king of clubs good. So that strengthens our hand. Also, looking at the diamond suit, we are short in the opponent's suit, which is a really good thing. We probably have a 9-card fit. Also a good thing. It may also be that we have a 9-card fit in hearts and an 8-card fit in spades. We might have a double fit on this hand. So when we look at these losers, the next step is to ask yourself, well, what do I need from partner to cover these losers? Well, if partner brought the ace, king of spades to the table, and the ace of clubs to the table, I would want to be in 6. Actually, if partner brought the ace 10 of spades to the table and the ace of clubs to the table, I would want to be in 6. We want to be in 6 with a 50% chance to make the contract, so having to take a spade finesse is just fine. If partner is bringing 3 spades to the table with the ace and hopefully at least the 10, but the ace or the king, then we can take at least a finesse to reduce the spade losers to 0. If partner has the ace of clubs, then the club losers are 0, leaving us with only 1 loser in diamonds. Now the next step is to add up how many points that is. Well, looking for just the ace 10 of spades and the ace of clubs, that's only 8 points. Partner opened this hand. Partner should have at least 8 points. Asking for the ace king of spades and the ace of clubs, still only 11 points. And again, partner opened this hand. Now we know that partner has at most 1 point in hearts, and partner is not as likely to have points in diamonds because East has bid diamonds twice. So realistically, partner should have points in the black suits. Partner should have values in spades and clubs on this auction. The more scenarios that you can create that work, the more likely it is that they're working. So if partner has the ace, queen, 6th of clubs and the ace of spades, we create a whole bunch of different scenarios where we can be making 6. In fact, we could have the ace, king of spades and the ace of diamonds instead of the ace of clubs. Because likely if we're missing the ace of clubs, it's in the East hand. Because there are a whole bunch of different combinations of partners' potential cards that allow us to be making 6, we want to explore 6. So it's not enough to just look at the hand and go, oh, well, I have a 15-point hand and partner has at most 14 points. We don't have 33 points. I'm just going to bid 4 and be done. This is a distributional hand. We need to think about the hand. And the way I recommend you do that is exactly what I've shown you, thinking about it in terms of what losers do I have? What do I need from partner to cover those losers? And can partner have that? On this auction, not only can partner have what we need, but they're very likely to. So how do we find out? In order to make this slam, we need partner to have 2 aces. Well, we know exactly how to find out whether or not partner has 2 aces. We're going to bid 4 no trump. When you are playing online, you should self-alert your bids, so you should tell the opponents what you're playing. I recommend 1430. You could also do regular Blackwood. Whatever you're playing, you just want to tell the opponents. We're going to bid 4 no trump. It's going to go pass, and partner is now going to give us an answer. So playing both regular Blackwood and 1430, the answer is actually going to be the same here. Partner is going to bid 5 hearts. This says that partner has 2 aces, and in the case of 1430, says that partner doesn't have the queen of hearts, which is fine. We already knew partner didn't have the queen of hearts because we have the queen of hearts. Now it comes back to us. What are we going to bid? We're going to bid 6 hearts. We obviously don't want to bid 7. We're missing an ace, but you definitely want to bid 6 because partner has 2 aces. You're almost certainly going to be making this slam. Let's look at the hand. You can see that we are, in fact, making the slam. Partner did not have the ace king of spades, but they had the next best thing, which is they had the ace singleton of spades. And because they have 4 hearts, we have a 9-card fit. We can set up the club suit and discard most of the spades, trumping the spades that we can't discard. So this is a very good slam that we've gotten to. We only have 27 points between the 2 hands, and yet we are almost certainly making this slam. And that's because we're getting a lot of strength from our shape. So remember, if you have a balanced hand, go by the points. The points are your guideline on how high to go. But if you have a distributional hand, you need to think outside of the box. You need to think beyond the points. And I highly recommend evaluating the hand in terms of winners or losers. What do I need from partner to cover my losers or create more winners? And is that possible? And if it is possible, how likely is it? Can I find out? And then bidding it if you think you can and not if you think you can't. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed that video. Be sure to like and subscribe. It really helps.